Hello, Dr. Hirzel. Today, let's speak about your position regarding private defense. Even though your approach in discourse ethics has developed into a quite different direction than the one of Hans Hermann Hoppe, you too promote the idea of private defense.
Do I?
Yes, for sure, at least if I got right the following sentence. Therefore, this research advocated not only against state-controlled defense, but also against institutionalized justice in general. This idea was foremost owned by Christie, who argued that delegating decisions on just actions in others who were not directly participating in the actions would only increase violence and injustice.
Sure, you're right.
But the implications of this are enormous, if true.
So, what is your question? Do you doubt that it is true? Or are you worried about the implications?
Both.
All right. As for the veridicity of this statement, I used two approaches. The first one was Christie's economic analysis, in which the costs for the victim were higher in a mediated process, an effect that even increased progressively if professional mediation was involved, especially the current system of lawyers, advocates and judges. It would go too far to reproduce here Christie's findings and conclusions. But to name one aspect, from a purely economic point of view, a lawyer's first interest is not to solve the problem, but to earn money based on the existence of conflicts. This is a terrible simplification, and it is not exactly what Christie says. However, it gives you the right perspective. Christie also, and mainly, goes in line with my central point in Plotinian metaphysics, according to which interpersonal problems cannot be solved objectively and cannot be delegated. They require a subjective, individual and creative reply.
I'm not sure if I understand fully.
Well, the key merit of Christie's work is to redefine conflict as something which is not only negative, but also positive for human development, and in any case unavoidable. Due to the intrinsic noetic tension of the phenomenon of personhood, conflict is a priori to persons. It is also a trigger for creative actions. The first of all, the action to become a person. Therefore, conflicts are even necessary in order to keep this motivation to be acting in the world, to be alive and to become newly the person we are every day through our lives.
This seems to be plausible but somehow utopian.
I don't think so. I have an alternative theory to Locke why the state exists. Resulting from my theoretical analysis, the reason to institutionalize the state in the sense of hard institutions is not our desire to crop together in defense against an external threat, but an intent to avoid personal responsibility. War gives a wonderful illustration to that. Wars are decided by professional politicians in national governments, let's say Obama, Merkel, Rajoy and so on. But the people who have to fight, the soldiers, are the citizens. And the money to finance the war comes from taxation, which in the current neoliberal system is higher than ever before. So the right to have the final word, if or if not going to war, is in the government. But the costs and the risk is bared majorly by the people.
That's why you are in favor of private defense.
Theoretically, the question is simple. Yes. Practically, the question would be if there is currently something like state defense, because in reality, much of our military power already resides on private organizations, and much of the political decisions are taken, or at least heavily influenced, by the so-called military-industrial complex. The question is if we have really a state defense, and who is defending whom or what. But this would burst the time frame here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Barry.